Okay. Um, it's late, but I wanted to at least try to program some. I was messing around with this on Sonic Pi, making this ambient stuff. It's just a combo of two different kind of presets that I tweaked the samples and I was just messing around, and the original sample was the original example was like this boom in the guitar. Then I just changed it a bit and put in another sample and added some more ambient synth stuff. So yeah, I guess let's see if we can't figure something out. So it's looking like we finished most. Well, we didn't do this, which is now that we have the footsteps kind of paired to the frame animation, the walking animation. If we're not walking, then there's no steps. So this is kind of obsolete these days. And then I guess this is the big question. It's like, are we gonna try to solve this? So the problem is in the original, you can flap your wings. Like, let's say this is the ostrich flapping its wings up. This is the platform. In the original game, you can flap your wings up and you can actually have some overlap here in the platform. So like it won't bounce you away because you haven't quite collided, because the sprite, the head is kind of, in front. So the collision doesn't happen until it's a little bit further in. But when we implement that and we say, hey, this isn't quite a collision, if you're flapping your wings, this isn't a collision, but if we're right here, then that's a collision. So, reverse your dx. But instead of just doing that, if we reverse, like let's say we flew into the wall here, it detected a collision, swap our dx, then the next frame scoot about, whatever, a little bit much, like this. Then it still says it's a collision. Then it knows what to do when it detects the right collision. It knows it should swap its dx, and then that's why we were getting bugs when it would fall through the platform, depending on which dx it landed on, during the many frames of collision. But then I think we did it. So the other thing on top of that is, like, let's say we're collided, instead of just giving us the bounce dx, which is, whatever the opposite dx is, or whatever you want to call it, in order to prevent that multi collision detection throughout the frames. The move was you detect a collision, you set its X position so that it's not colliding anymore, then you assign its appropriate velocity, which would be negative, bouncing back to the left. That stops our multiple collision problem, but it doesn't make it play as smooth as the original. Because you look at the original and you could kind of flap your wings and you could kind of float here and then you could gently bounce into the platform and you bounce like a little bit and it's really smooth. Whereas mine right now, if you flap your wings, you collide, it'll move you. In one frame it'll move you so you're not colliding. And then leave you there based on whatever your other inputs are. But it just doesn't look like my version where it moves it right away, kind of resets it, then assigns its DX. That way solves certain problems, but it does make it a bit jarring. It makes it look like we're resetting our position upon collision. When the original, you could do it real slow and kind of bounce in there and get gently bounced back. So I don't know what kind of magic they were doing to kind of get, to solve this problem of if you're flapping slow in the original, this isn't quite a collision, even though it's technically a collision, but it gives it some of that leeway. But if you're going ever so slightly forward, then when you bounce, you'll have a slight backwards. So how does that not trigger a detection in that time? And then we thought, hey, maybe we do a just collided timer, and if you just right collided with something, then you can't return a positive collided again in that next second or whatever threshold we decide. But that's a problem because if we set a timer like that, there is a scenario where we're flapping and we're not quite collided, then we collide and bounce a little, and then we collide and bounce a little again, because we're so close to it almost. So if we were to set that weird just collided timer, it wouldn't work for little scenarios like that where we're just trying to, it's like, it's not playing nice with the game. It's trying to get a bug in some ways, but you have to build the game for that scenario, because you can't have it, you can't have it be busted. So I guess my question is this worth, re-hauling or reimagining? To fix that, because it's not right now, it's not busted, other than it looks a little jarring to reset the position upon a right collision detection or a side collision detection. So it's not like it's broken, it's just that it's not quite as smooth as the original. But I really don't know how, one, they did it in the original, and two, how I would do it to fix it. Because watch, well, let me try. Okay, so do you see that? Do you see how like our lance kind of went in the collision here? Like it's in and then it bounces, and then do you see that jar? That jarring reset I'm talking about? Where it looks like it, where it looks like it resets its X position, because it does. Like that. Yeah, it doesn't really bug me, but I am curious curious how the original is so smooth on that front. Because we don't want the this is so cool. Okay, so what do I do? Do I just leave that? It's a little bit much, huh? They're kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I like that. What does our dy get set to? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I think I set upon an ostrich top collision, we set our new dy to be what absolute value of whatever our dy was, because it would be negative if we're jumping. But what I didn't take into account, because I wanted to, just like if we only jump with one, or like let's say we jump with a -5 dy amount, that the bounce would be a +5 because we're trying to match the bounce. So if we were a -20 dy hit, then we go a 20 dy bounce positive. But we're still applying gravity, so instead of just it being the exact speed, just opposite direction, it's actually the exact speed, opposite direction, plus gravity. So that's why it's bouncing way too fast. So we need to go to our top collides function in our ostrich, probably. No, we need to see, not when we right here. Oh, look at this. I don't even have, I just have a positive 0.8. I thought at one point, oh look. Yeah. So this 0.8 is the same when bouncing off the top, and the 0.8 dy plus the gravity is just too fast. So I think I was onto something. I mean, I fix this or change this at some point, but we want our dy to get the absolute value of our current dy, which that'll turn it into a positive, so it'd swap its dy. But it still applies by gravity, so it would still bounce faster. So how do we... And the thing is, this, since we are resetting its y position, this top collides will only get called, or ideally only get called once upon, the collision. So we can modify this dy by negating gravity that frame or something. Because if we just add oh gosh, let me just think about what is gravity. Gravity is what? Okay. So instead of, so it's if we top collide, we're still going to modify our dy by gravity. So we don't want dy to be, if we're adding gravity here, we should subtract gravity upon the top collision. and then we'll just re-add in the gravity, and then it'll be the proper amount. Is that right? Here's another 0.8. Oh yeah, that's the same bouncing off the top. So yeah, we need to say, gosh, where is it? Or was I just doing it? Here. Top collides. We're gonna subtract gravity. We're gonna subtract gravity because we're gonna add gravity upon the update. So this, I'm hoping will just make it so that when we top collide, we're just gonna be given a bounce equal to the proportion we jumped at, but then that very next frame, our dy will start to be incremented by gravity. So instead of this 0.8, we want to say, I mean, I think this might be right, but we're going to see if this works. Self dy. We're going to get the absolute value of our current self dy. But we're also going to add in gravity, subtract gravity, because we're going to add gravity right after. Let's see if that is looking better. So it's the minus gravity that's giving a collision there. So look, that looks so, well, I mean, it's busted, but the problem here is that we are setting our y, well, we're right here. See how we're setting our y, then we're changing our dy. I think it doesn't matter if we give our dy first, then set our self y. Would that stop the weird bouncing? So look, like we should do a little, a light bounce. Well. Okay, all right. Okay, well, maybe we just nix this gravity. We say you're just getting your dy. Is that wrong to just give up just like that on that idea? Let's just see what it looks like when we're getting the absolute value, not the hard-coded 0.8 like we were getting. See, because that looks right, like a light bounce, right? And then hard bounce. I think that's okay because it's like, so my problem, it's not, like, it falls maybe a little faster than I want to right off the bat, but it's just being modified by gravity. So it's like, even if we were to just fall as an ostrich, it would start to fall that fast. But I think that might be okay, actually. I want to slow it down just a bit. So if this is hard to say. What is my dy upon a slow jump, you know? Right here. Negative 0.4. So maybe we just say instead of being positive 0.4, we're going to subtract a 0.2 to just try to offset that gravity just a bit, so it doesn't bounce, you know, so hard downward. Would that work if we did? So when, you know, we subtract a 0.2, bouncing off the top. The light bounces feel, well, does that seem like the fast bounces are faster? Let me see if we subtract a 0.4, and this is why you don't use magic numbers. Like it's not quite working correctly, like I was kind of expecting. Because it only happens for one frame. You know, oh well, this was wrong. Yeah. Yeah, oops, yeah. It should be right here. So, hold on, let me just take this one off for just now. Let me do the correct thing, which is shift this. Self dy gets the positive of dy minus 4 from the jump. So it'll just negate it and then start applying gravity. Okay. So yeah, do you see how if I do a fast bounce, I bounce back down, and then if I do a little bounce, well, this is feeling better to me. So see how like the bouncing before your dy can get too negative yields in a not so down bounce. That still feels too fast to me though. did this to -4, we got stuck. And we did it slow. Huh. I'm curious if it really is just at that 0.4 because that's what our jump dy is set to. What's weird is you have to be stopped. Huh. Whoa. It holds it for a while. Whoa. It's getting lower, isn't it? Well, that's strange. If we just have absolute value of dy, I feel like the -0.2 was getting us better results than just the absolute value because of the gravity, but okay. Okay, I mean I think that's good. I that's definitely better than it used to be, and you know, it solves the problem I wanted, which was a light bounce doesn't get you so far down. I'm just honestly kind of confused why putting this higher than a 0.2 makes it so that we get stuck. Because it would mean our dy would be, you know, upon a jump, our dy would be negative. Then our dy would be assigned a positive 0.4 minus 3. But yeah, it was messed up at 0.35. Even though it would have a downward y velocity. I'm not exactly sure why we were getting that bug, that freezing mode, but we did fix the thing that was bugging me, so maybe we'll do the same thing here, minus a 0.2. So like, instead of just doing a random 0.2 here, you know, this is bad programming in the sense that this is the magic number I'm talking about. Because if we're down the line and we're like, why is this a 0.2? Let me try this to be a 0.3, and then it turns out 0.3 works really great on the top collides. Then we're like, oh great, and then we move on. Then we come back and see that this has a negative 0.2, and we forgot that we changed this to negative 0.3 or something. It's just like why is this a 0.2 and it doesn't? You know, and then it's just like, wow. And then it gets disconnected from this one, even though it should be the same. So all that to say, we should just do a gravity negate. I don't know. Gravity negate constant that we give ourselves here. We say, maybe we got gravity here, so we can say gravity negate gets a 0.2. And then, you know, we were, yeah, minus gravity negate. Minus gravity negate. So now, we change it once here, then it gets updated in both places. So the case against magic numbers. You know, I got nothing against magic numbers, in the sense that, you know, the first thing you want to do is just get it to work. Then you can worry about getting it to work better, getting it to work right. You know, just get it to work first. You know, it's like writing an essay. You don't write a perfect essay. You can only write a crappy essay and then rewrite it to be better. So it's like, just get your essay out, man. Then work on your essay. Okay. And then I want to check that the top is the same. Yeah. Light bounce versus hard bounce. Yeah. And we might find that the original has a pretty aggressive bounce, which changes the gameplay when there are the ostriches on screen and whatnot. So we might have to undo all this, but, you know, it's all part of the name of the game. So I guess the next question is just like, yeah, do we do anything about this? Watch it teleport. Yeah, see that? See how jarring that is? I mean, it doesn't look awful, but it is definitely a little distracting. I don't know. Part of me thinks it's fine, because, like, I guess it's hard to say if I'm giving up on if I could do it like the original did it, because I just don't know how they pulled it off. I don't know how they bounced it only a little bit without mucking up its DX on further collision detection. Yeah, the problem really is that the collision detection gets set more than once. So one thing I'm thinking of is, if we have a right collision detection, instead of saying, hey, give your DX the opposite of what your DX was when you just did that collision, we know that if it's a right collision, we need our DX to be negative now. So whether or not it detects another collision, its DX should still be negative, because a right collision on an ostrich class would result in a negative DX. So I guess let's look at our ostrich right collides function and see if our DX gets set to the opposite of what our DX is, or if it just gets set to negative DX. Let's see. So, right collides. Look at this. Yeah, we're just setting it to negative DX. So what I'm proposing is we can get rid of our jarring X relocation upon right collision detection. We can get rid of that if we no longer have this line in our right collides. So the tricky thing is, this is why it was messing up our direction, depending how long it was colliding. because now that we're not setting our x position, that means we're basically always going to be detecting a right collision in the couple frames that we collide, if that makes any sense. So we want to make sure that this dx is not getting set to -1 times its current dx, because if we just right collided, our dx will get set to negative dx, at which point on the next frame our dx is negative, and then we're assigning our current dx to be a negative self dx, which if we just did it would be negative, meaning our dx would now be positive, which is no bueno. We want it to be only left, only negative. So how do we say, it's like we gotta, only negative. How do we say only negative? If it's positive, give it negative. If it's negative, leave it as negative. So maybe we just say, if dx, if our self.dx is greater than 0, meaning positive, then set our dx to negative. Then we can say otherwise self dx just gets whatever its current dx is. I think this is redundant because this will do nothing. This is literally saying take this value and put it in the same value. So instead of the else, we just only do something if our dx is positive. Something we do is swap it to negative. Then on the next frame, if we're still, which we will be, colliding with the right platform, instead of swapping our dx again, our dx will be smaller than 0. Therefore, nothing will happen because we already have a negative dx. But if we don't, we swap it to negative, then we're good. So let's see if that fixes our right collide problem. So remember, we're looking for not like once, if this is our ostrich, this is the platform. Once we collide, instead of in one frame fixing our position, then giving us a bounce, we're looking for where we can sneak in, collide without bouncing just yet, then bounce a little bit and come back out of it instead of the reset like we had, because the original function's more like that, where you can come in like this, bounce, still technically colliding, but doesn't mess with your dx like my mistake was. Oops. So let's see. Still looks like it's resetting it, right? Oh. Oopsie. confused why that still looks like it's resetting our ostrich's X. This should be resetting our X position. So this should be the jarring one. Okay. Okay. And then if we take that off, I guess is it less jarring than that? Well. I mean, it still looks like it's resetting it. It's resetting its X. No? If we watch our player 1.x, it does look like it went from 84 to 80 in one hit. What's our minimum dx? 0.10. Yeah, look, it looks like we go from 84 to 80. So where are we doing that? Do it right here. We do it right here. We had it in two spots, which was incorrect. We had it right here under the function call. But we also had it here under the function declaration, or whatever you want to call it, function itself. So if we turn that off, do we now gently bounce and no more jarring reset? And do we keep our proper dx? That's it. Look at how gentle that was. Well, get a right collision, not a top collision. And it keeps the correct dx. That's it. That's beautiful. That fixed it. So I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to find where, God. Here, left collides. We are not going to set its X upon a left collision, and we are not going to set its X upon a right collision. Now let's see if left works correctly now. What do you think of this music, guys? I can imagine it being very repetitive and awful for a lot of people, but I really like it. And, you know, I programmed it mean, I can only take so much credit because the people really, Sam Aaron, the dude who made this, is like the genius here. I just paired up a couple ideas. I mean, that's all programming is, you know? A couple ideas, building on others' work, abstracting. And then if we wanted to play, let's say we wanted this guitar sample to be backwards. That's wild. And I changed this to be 24 instead of 16 because the boom, that kick, this part right here. Boom. That boom is every 8 measures, I guess. Wow, that sounds cool, dude. So like, I had this to be 16 so that it would do a boom every 8 measures, but every 16 measures it would play that guitar. It's a sample where it's called guitar E minor 9 or whatever. But switch this to 24 so it's happening less often and not quite aligned with 8, because if 8 is, hold on, let me think, was this just 16? So it'd be every 3rd boom. Gosh, that sounds cool. I really like that. It's just subtle enough, you know. I really like that. Okay. So we didn't do this, but we fixed what this was trying to address, which was added gentle DX bounce on slow side collision. And the gentle part comes from not resetting its X position, but to just, you know, slowly bounce it back according to its dx. And dx is just velocity, so xward velocity, dy is upwards, downwards velocity. I have to say I'm pretty happy with our main character at the moment. So I mean, that was the last problem I was kind of stumped with, was doing that gentle bounce. But now we need to spawn platforms according to level 1. And then we need to maybe, so the thing is, when you spawn in Joust, right now we're just spawning in the air, falling, becoming grounded, and then we can jump or we can fly while we're falling. But in the game, we rise from the floor and then can't move until we kind of change colors a bit, and then we're able to move. So eventually we want to spawn us moving up like that and the villains like that, but I think that's a right now kind of thing. I think making the platforms equivalent to level 1 is a good next step. Then we'll have like the bones of level 1 and our character, which is working fine with all of its collisions. So once we have the platforms, then we can work on spawning enemies. then make add enemy collision because we do have right collision. We have right collision detection that takes in a platform, but it's doing specific to player colliding with platform things, such as playing the collide sound and changing our DX if it's right. So even though we could use this right collides function to detect whether or not we collided with an enemy ostrich, we need a separate function because it needs to do something different. It needs to check. It needs to check if the enemy's ostrich is the same height. If it's the same height, then they both bounce. They both walk opposite directions. But if one or the other is higher, then the highest lance wins upon collision. And then upon a enemy collision with the highest lance, we need to decrement our life count. And then on theirs, they need to turn into an egg ultimately. That's worth points. It's a cool game. Really cool game. I do want to add this lava animation soon too. And I think it'd be cool to make a fake tutorial screen or whatever you want to call it. That's so cool. So cool. To program some AI like this to do a tutorial like that. What did I just do there? But yeah, next episode, I'm thinking, will be this. We'll spawn the platforms. We'll see if we can spawn an enemy. We'll need to that means making new sprites, And it probably means make enemy class. Because it's hard to say. We'll probably need to make Bounder class like this. Hunter class. Bounder, Hunter, Shadow Lord. Bounder, Hunter, Shadow Lord classes, because they have not only different AI but different sprites and different egg points. This is great, man. It's coming along. It's really daunting because at this point, this is by far the biggest thing I've ever tried to program. And what's coming next is not so much feeling like it's impossible, but I've just never done anything close to this kind of scope before, so I guess it's just daunting because I haven't done it. But if I can make Joust, if I can make Joust even just, one level, or, just get the point across that, like, hey, this is Joust and I made it, or, if it's at least, it's all subjective. If I can get it 80% of what the original game is, or if the essence of it is 80% of that original game, and I made that, then, you know, the sky's the limit. Like, the project-based learning is the way to go. Because if I was still doing CS50 Flappy Bird stuff, it's great, it taught me so much, but it doesn't teach me how to solve these problems that I didn't know were problems. It didn't teach me how to find certain problems, and it didn't allow me the space to really try to find my own fixes for stuff. So I think that's really, really cool about programming in this kind of project-based learning mode. Check out that shadow lore. So yeah, we'll need to make new sprites. Okay. Well, before we go, let us if you guys aren't too familiar with Git, I just ran a Git diff which shows the difference between my current code and my last commit. So you can see that the red is what I've taken out. So I took out that reset of an X position, which was giving us that jarring reset. And then I added a gravity negate to our top collides instead of our old hard-coded magic number of 0.8. And then I took out the X positioning on our left and right collides and fixed it so that it wasn't just swapping our DX, it was only giving it its appropriate DX instead of swapping it endlessly, because we would collide, and we do collide multiple times if we're moving slow enough on our DX. And then same with the top. And then we added our gravity negate. So that's, if we run a git diff and we can see at a glance what all of our contributions were. And then that can help us, just because if we code for an hour or whatever and then don't know what the heck we did, we don't really know what to git commit. So git add period does everything in the staging area. And then we can commit with a message saying added gravity negate upon top collision, and then we fixed gentle side collision without resetting ostrich X position. Okay. And then look at that, nice and clean. 7 inserts, 7 deletes. For a grand total of no change. So we git commit, and we're gonna git push our origin repository on our main branch. I don't like the look of this. Updates were rejected because my current branch is behind its remote counterpart. Integrate the remote changes. Pushing again. I see, but I don't want to git pull. I just want to push. Can I force push or see note about fast forwards and get push help for details. So get push with the help flag. This make me not happy. So the thing is, if I get pull, so I think I know why this is happening, and it's because I didn't publish these 2 videos to YouTube, but I was trying to refactor some of my constants, and I recorded 2 episodes that never made it to YouTube because I broke stuff. And upon breaking it, I reset the head of my get branch, or whatever you want to call it, the head. It's set it here like a shoot right here. The tip of my current branch is behind its remote counterpart. So I'm a little scared to do this, but I think if I get pull, it'll pull in those incorrect changes that I had made to my constants and ostrich class and whatnot. But it'll conflict with with my current commit here. So upon pulling it, it should say merge conflict, and then it should say like, hey, resolve merge conflict to push, at which point I can go open up the file, delete all the incorrect old crappy constant refactoring that I did that busted everything. I get rid of that, at which point my head of my get will be linked with my remote, and then I can push the changes. Either that, or I make a new branch, push the changes to that branch on the remote repository, and then merge that branch with my main branch and resolve the conflicts there. But either way, we gotta resolve those conflicts. So I'm just gonna do a git pull, and I guess I'm hoping to see merge conflicts. Merge conflict and source ostrich. Fix conflicts, commit result. Cool. And then my power line, that's what this plugin is called, that shows this kind of fancy way in the terminal. See how it's got these colors of saying like, I think this is saying like, there's 3 files in the staging area. This is saying merge conflict, I think, and then the red is saying it's not ready to be committed or whatever. Oops. Okay. So this is my first merge conflict actually, but oh my god. Okay. So when it says head, that means where my current file says, and then where these equals says, gives us a little commit pretty sure that head is where my current file was, and then this thing is the merge conflict. So I either need to keep the head code or keep the other code, which, see how I tried to change platform buffer? That was part of the messed up. Oh my gosh, okay. There's a handful of conflicts, man. Oh no. See, I'm really scared. I'm really scared that I mean, it's not a big deal if I lose my progress or whatever. It's not a big deal because I know exactly what I did to fix it. But I just don't like how nasty this looks. So I think what I'm gonna do is just delete the chunks like this. Like say, I don't want this old way. I just want what it was. Delete this. I don't want it was. I just want what the head was. And then similarly, yeah, we don't want this because we now have the correct gravity negate. This is history, guys. This is my first merge conflict. I've only heard about these. My confidence for this not breaking anything is very low. But maybe as you can tell that those conflicts were minimal, or what do I say? They were nothing really substantial. Like you could see it was just like changing some. Oh no. This is part of the busted stuff. So I gave. Shoot, man. This is oh no. Oh no. See this platform buffer? Oh no. Oh no. I feel awful about this. Emerged stuff I did not want to do. It definitely did. Because this is actually just buffer. And this was flap speed. It was actually flap amount. I feel like everything's gonna break because I've been here before and it was so bad that I didn't even post the video. instead of platform buffer, just buffer. Okay. So I guess I'm confused with if this happens again. See, I was under the impression that I made 2 shit commits and I wanted to revert. So I did a git reset hard to my previous hash. And then I thought I can just push a change. But since it would directly conflict with the remote repository, it said we needed to merge conflicts. So maybe I should have done a different branch. Hard to say what to do. Hard to say. Still learning Git. So I'm not super fluent in its capabilities. We want to see, look, we use player velocity here. What did that used to be? I don't even know what that used to be, but I changed it. I think it was it just a value? I don't know. And then look at this, player aerial velocity, which we don't even have. Player area velocity is flap amount. That's what I had it. I was trying to refactor it to make it make more sense. Hence the player aerial velocity. But it's actually not that simple. Because I think I forget my reasoning for that, but it just busted stuff when I was trying to refactor it, rename it to make more sense. Gosh. Yeah, my confidence in this working. See, we didn't have this last update either. What is stop turn timer? Gosh, I feel like we didn't even have that. Okay. Somebody sounds like I'm freaking stressed out, guys, because I am. Shit, man, shit. No, this is exactly what was busted last time. Collidable platforms. Ostrich 31, and the thing is, 31 isn't the problem. I've already had this problem, and then it was so bad, I just gave up. We were right there about to commit our changes, and now we lost. Well, actually, no, we didn't lose. We didn't lose it because we actually made a commit. We didn't push that commit to our online repository, but we do have it as part of our local Git. So if we do git, what is it, git last? I used to have all these aliases set up. What is it? Git. Why am I spacing on this? Hold on 1 sec. Let me check my laptop. Sorry, this is riveting. Git log. So yeah, we want to recover our commit that we just pushed, or not pushed, that we just failed to push. There's here, if I do a git log dash dash one line. Nope. Just dash dash one line. Git log dash dash one line. Then it gives it all to me with these short hashes. And then I can copy this, and then I can say, oops. I can say git reset dash dash hard with this commit hash. Now, this stop turn timer, I feel like should switch back, and we should be able to, our player velocity should switch. Let's just try this. Head is now there. So, see, look, this is speed ramp now. So, upon my busted fixing, I changed this to velocity, player velocity. Stop turn timer was input lag. So I guess the question now is, is our stuff back? Okay. So we're working. Okay. Now, so I guess my question is, how do we push this to the origin repository, even though our head is ahead? What do you want to call it? See, look, we've diverged. You have 2 and 1 different commits each. I don't want to do that, man. The merge conflict. So I guess what's confusing to me is, like, why did my version of input lag wasn't a merge conflict with the busted I'm forgetting what the constant was I had that named as, but I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I just want to push this to be the latest branch on the remote repo. I don't know how to do this. I don't know why the git pull was changing those things. It changed those things that weren't a merge conflict. So I fixed the merge conflicts, but this apparently wasn't a merge conflict, even though it busted all the code. So I would think that this shit would have been a merge conflict because it was a different name. It was, you know, it was just stop timer or whatever it was as a constant instead of the input flag or whatever. I don't know what to do. Won't let me push. Is there... I mean, I think there's a way to force a push. There's a way to force a push, but let me just do a quick search. Origin main is diverged. So get origin main diverged. Force push. Yes. When you try to push, when else can it be? Technically, you can then merge a rebase. So if I do a get merge, origin main, it'll integrate changes from my origin into my work. So that is kind of what I want to do, right? Get rebase tells get to replay commit C as if you had based it on commit B instead of A. Okay, that's kind of what I want to do. Commit C is a new commit. Ah, gosh, it's so confusing. What are you talking about? Resets my local copy to the correct point. See, I don't want that at all. Yeah, I don't want that. Get pull rebase is a single command that can help you most of the time. It pulls the commits from the origin master and applies your changes upon the newly pulled branch history. Please mention what the command does, else people might run it and screw it up. And that's fine, except when there are real differences, that leaves you in an aborted rebase. So I'm not sure how good an answer that is. I just want to, here, get push -F to overwrite the changes previously committed. Get push -F means force. Thanks for this answer. See, look, this is kind of what I was saying. I was saying we can make a new branch, put it on there, then merge the branch, but then we still have those issues. I'm gonna try to get push-f. Because it should be as simple as that. It should be just fucking push my changes, make that the new head or whatever. But I get it that wouldn't be always wanted when multiple people are working on stuff, but git push -f origin main. It worked. Forced update. So let's see if in our Joust repository we have our latest commit, which is added gravitynegate. Yep. Yep. Okay, so we can just dash next time. Well, so yeah, I mean, I want to figure out more about what git rebase is. But this fixed it. The -f forced the push, and then stopped me from needing to do a merge conflict, which we tried and failed at fixing. But that's it. We got at least one feature, in there. We did some brainstorming for the next stuff. Feeling good about it. So yeah, thanks for tuning in for some late night programming, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more. And nice music. I've been liking the music. I like the rewind effect going on. Yeah, take it easy.